is anyway. But there's nothing bad about him. He's a nice enough guy, but he's just totally baffled by the whole thing.
So why does he do these things then? For attention, or?
Because he's completely confused and doesn't know what the hell's happening. The whole place has got a level of energy. If you marked it out of 10, it's got about a 7 out of 10 over the whole building. It's harder to, a lot of buildings you go to, some rooms are not active at all, other rooms are very active. So you can talk about different things in different rooms. But the whole place is active. He does come through here, but this room obviously hasn't been a bathroom for very long. When he was here, this was completely different. So he doesn't see it as a bathroom. He's been walking through walls and things like that. Stubbly, dirty clothes, but a nice person, a nice man, and smelling horses. He could never have afforded to own somewhere like this, so he was definitely some sort of tenant farmer. But this is one of his favourite rooms, and he is active here, so you know, he can watch people. He's watching people with a constant look of amazement on his face. I think he just can't understand what the hell's going on. He's never seen anything like this. I think the best strategy is going to be at the end of this is that everybody knows that there's an old man called George here, and you just tell him what you're doing. Yeah, again, this would confuse him. Well, I mean, an inside toilet would confuse him, but an extra big toilet with all these things in it, that would confuse him. I think anywhere that he's confused, he's particularly active. Like this part here, like it's been added on, or somebody else lived here, something like that. Is that possible? Mm-hmm. Yeah. It has a slightly different feel to it, as if the energy is slightly different from roughly this area that way. So it might be that part of the house was rented out to somebody else, or it was added on later. Nothing bad about him at all. I don't pick up anything bad. I don't think he's ever done a bad thing in his life. You know, he's a nice person, but he wants to be acknowledged, I think.
Mm-hmm. So is he here now? Is he?
Yeah.
Where is he?
We're standing just where the bookcase is, next to Owen. Hi
George.
And he is a nice man, so there's nothing bad about him. There's nothing bad in this building at all. Although at one time it was used for storing something. There's a lot of stuff hanging up here.
That would make more sense, actually.
Okay.
Well, actually, about the time we lived, it's fairly transitional, so it may have started off as a storeroom, which is what most upstairs bits were for.
Oh, right. And
then there's obviously the vogue for having a bedroom came in. It's probably, originally the family would have all slept downstairs anyway,
okay.
where it's warm. Then
well,
upstairs is used for drying things, storing things.
I can actually see, I can't actually see the energy, but I can see in my mind's eye that there's lots of things hanging up, like, initially I thought it was meat, but it's not. It's great big sacks, so maybe it is.